do a two-step on this one, yeah. Well, since we last met, we entertained the governor in this room, which was part of the advocacy mission that we outlined previously, which is basically to bring anybody of authority in the state of New Jersey here to see our conditions and to listen to us. At the governor's meeting, we had 3 congressional representatives, as well as a good portion of the local state senatorial and assembly panel for mayors, most importantly. And I see that Mayor Francis is here tonight, and thank him for all this. As part of that, the governor did present about $13 million of money that will be available to all lakes in the state. That prompted a number of questions immediately, because one of the things we've been asked to submit earlier in the fall that we worked very closely with the commission and with the 4 mayors on was demonstrations that could be run in the lake in the spring for various projects. We have submitted a number of demonstration projects in all 4 of the communities, actually, totaling about $489,000. So we had some immediate questions on where this fits into the whole process and how it will be handled. Actually, DEP is sending a delegation down next week to meet with the 4 mayors, the Lake Hopatcong Commission, and us to discuss it further. So I guess more to follow on that. We'd like to hear that there's some promising information coming out of that. That's moving forward. We also have an EPA grant that we'll be filing for actually tomorrow. It's a federal EPA grant for up to $6 million with up to 6 $1 million grants being made, the subject of which is HABS research. It was originally set up really for the Great Lakes and for Florida, which up until this year were the main affected areas for HABS. But they have now expanded it specifically to include our region, since we were so impacted this past summer. So we have a team effort with Princeton Hydro, New Jersey Institute of Technology, the Lake Hopatcong Commission, and ourselves to submit a grant really to do various types of HABS research, which would take it well beyond the demonstration projects that we've discussed so far. And we feel any types of technologies we can prove out on Lake Hopatcong can only be effective, not only for us, but for the entire region. And one of the issues is, and we've discussed this a lot, is we know that long term we have a lot of things we can do both in stormwater and conversion of septics into sewage here at the lake. But one of the things we fear most is before that could occur, we still get another summer of serious algal blooms. And that's something that concerns all of us. And right now, one of the things we found out this year was there is no DEP approved process, to go to tackle an algal bloom that's on your lake. And one of the things we really want to come out with is an approved DEP process that if an algal bloom occurs, this is what you do. Realizing, it's already occurred, but at least not just sit there waiting for it to disappear. So, Fred Love now and the folks at Princeton Hydro have been going through a lot of technologies, as Mayor and Ron you can attest to. And yes, a lot of firms have contacted us with different ideas, some of which where they can solve any harmful algal bloom. But we know we have to prove that the technology will work here, and certainly the idea was to do some of these demo projects in the spring. And they include everything from circulation to aeration to alum to peroxides to sonar, all types of technologies. Some have worked in some places, some not others. So,
I mentioned that a letter of support from our
we've actually gotten a letter of support for our grant from both senators and 6 members of the congressional delegation signed off on the letter, including all 3 in this area. So you know, and we've also gotten support from our 3 local senators, from you folks, thank you, from the 4 mayors and council, and from, of course, NJIT, who's going to be one of them. So, we have our fingers crossed, but it would be wonderful thing to bring back a grant like this for work on Lake Hopatcong. So, hopeful. Yes, thank you. That's why she has everything. And then, yeah, the other thing is we've been working on, we've had a committee with we're starting with Greenwood Lake and with Deal Lake that will hopefully grow into a really broad public lakes committee for New Jersey for advocacy purposes, because we all know that the Jersey Shore gets a lot of attention and a lot of funding, and the lakes don't get a lot of attention, and as a result, do not get a lot of funding. So we've been meeting with the lakes regularly, and one of the things that came up was the strategy that the EDP followed last year, which is the one that, you know, I'll say suffered through it, you know, with the idea of the signs on the highways that said the lake was closed, the fact that, you know, even the testing that had to occur to open up parts of the lake. Basically, there were just a lot of issues with the strategy. So the 3 lakes, the Lake Hopatcong Commission and the Lake Hopatcong Foundation, have developed a white paper that points out several areas that we think could really be improved. In fact, we just, I think, went final on the draft today. So I will make sure that you have the latest drafts that you can distribute. I want to see them. And it would just make things a whole lot better for the lake. And this paper will hopefully be discussed right after the holidays. It has already actually, or is about to be presented to them right now. As when the governor was here, one of the things he emphasized was we realized we didn't do a good job with communications, and, you know, and our strategy on the algorithm, and that we're ready to work with the community. So we're going to see serious about that.
Marty, can I
Sure.
The meeting you have with the other lakes, is there any way you can send the minutes of that meeting to us as members?
Absolutely.
I'd love to read that and understand what's going on.
Absolutely. And I have to say, a lot of it at this point is organizational, you know, as to like what other lakes would be part of this. You know, what are the right lakes? Who's like, you know, a public lake that gets a lot of recreational use and all. So, you know, that's a big part of it. I'll say the one work product we've been trying to do is, since all of our lakes were so badly impacted by algal blooms, and, you know, part of it was an inability of really who to talk to in DEP to try to get some help, and how it was handled with our local beaches. So it's amazing how we shared so many of the same problems that we think could easily be corrected and
I'd love to read the minutes.
absolutely.
It would be great to know that.
I've been at those meetings as well, and it's been really encouraging, and it's kind of nice to, sometimes it's just nice to be able to commiserate.
Well, and it's also, you know, like, another factor is one of the things we worry about in the past is like competing with Greenwood Lake for funding or competing with that lake. You know, it's good, this idea of there should be enough money really around it for all the lakes, and the lakes can work together, especially when you have issues like cows, but just in general, you know, so much funding goes down to the Jersey Shore. That literally the amount of money that goes, you know, into publicity for a campaign for wildwood, what it could do to help all the lakes in the state of New Jersey is significant.
And I think one of the things too is like not just about us, but the ways we can learn from each other. Like I know Greenwood Lake is putting together a doc numbering program modeled after what we have put together here. So they've been in touch with us about how to do that. I'm sure we, you know, especially as we grow this group, we can all learn from each other. And if we, you know, if somebody has an idea to do something, maybe one of the other lakes has already done enough of the research for us. And even with going back to the habit situation, we think, you know, we can all learn from the technologies that are used in our various states and communication.
And certainly, you know, we do something that works in Crescent Cove. I don't know Greenwood Lake that well, but who's to say that there, that can't be just transported immediately up to Greenwood Lake for, and that's certainly, and right now we haven't had that great dialogue for them to even know what we're doing or we to know what they're doing. So I think that'll help also. But certainly, we could use more members, quite honestly, of the legislature that are more listening to the needs of lakes than we have right now.
That's one advantage by broadening it out to these lakes, then you get that many more districts where you have elected representatives who can come and fight battles for something. I get the non-have updates, which is kind of nice. So this coming weekend and the weekend after, so the 14th and 15th and 21st and 22nd, there will be a model training exhibit here. The open hours are 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and it's free, and just come and check it out for kids, grandkids. It should be fun. I know it's the Sussex County
Railroad Club.
There's some specific group within that club that's going to be putting that on here. So you want to come see that? That's this weekend, the 14th and 15th, and then the following weekend, the 21st and 22nd, and it's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's just going to be open to volunteers who are going to be managing the building. It's just going to be open. Come and check it out.
And hopefully we'll grow into something bigger in the future. This will be the first time we do it, so it's not small, but we're very looking forward to having a reason for the community to come here for the holidays.
The other fun thing that we can announce this week is, this is a very long time coming. So you all know about our field trip program. Every spring we have hundreds. This year we had 1,200 kids come through. Our amazing volunteers from that field trip program have been, obviously, they've been fine-tuning the lessons over the years, and now the lessons are kind of put into this book that Dorothy Sabri, she lives in Hopatcong. She's a former literacy teacher, and she had been working on this with the help of Lisa Green, who's local. She's our editor, and then Pat Muller and Matt Cowan, both local artists. Yeah. And they collectively have been working on this book. It took a long time to get everything together, but but it takes all of it's pulled from the perspective of the background. This was in the works long before the algae bloom situation came, but we were really made sure to get it done this year in light of that. And so it kind of talks about the lessons that we bring to the field trips. It kind of takes them and puts them into this book so that you can go home and read it with your family after going on the field trip and everything. We're going to be sending out an email probably tomorrow it's available on Amazon. This is hardcover. We also have soft cover. I think the hardcover is a little bit more expensive, but I think it's a little more robust. So I also, having kids of my own, and expanding number of kids of my own, I know it's a little bit more robust for getting beat up in my house. So, but it's really, and in the back they have, Dorothy and her team worked on how kids can help the lake and how adults can help the lake with, a lot of the stuff that we've talked about all summer about rain gardens and cleaning up after pets and all those kinds of things. So keep an eye out. This will be going out in email. It'll be on our website. It'll be on social media this week. So if you want to memorialize the year of the half of Lake Hopatcong with a Christmas gift for children in your life. It's geared towards 4th and 5th graders because that's the age that we do the field trips for, but it obviously could apply to all ages. And so that'll be, and there'll be more and more about that. I think Dorothy might even try to come here and do a signing that second weekend of the trainings.
Can you buy yours when you have the training?
But we will have some here that you can buy, and if we run it, we're going to put a little thing out and say you might want to order it ahead of time so you know. I don't know, we don't really know what numbers to expect. So we'll have some here you can buy. Once we run out, we'll run out, but they'll be available on Amazon right now, actually. So you just type in Lake Hopatcong Speaks Out, you can get paperback or hardcover. And so that's, we're really excited. It's a long time coming, and it's important messages that we all understand the importance of even more after this year. And the last thing I just want to say is we just had Giving Tuesday. It was a huge successful day for us. We're very thankful everybody in this room who was a part of contributing, that we really, really appreciate. We focused this year on our safety efforts. After, I know that the environment got a ton of attention this year for obvious reasons, but we also had a very difficult year on the lake with regard to a couple of drownings, and so we felt like that was something that we didn't want that to be overlooked, so we were showcasing and kind of putting a spotlight on that during Giving Tuesday, and it really resonated. We had a great fundraising day, and that money will go towards a number of things that we plan on doing in the year, including some big focused YouTube videos about kind of taking those lessons from the Coast Guard course and applying them to Lake Hopatcong and how they work on Lake Hopatcong. Because a lot of times those kind of high-level discussions that you have in that room or that you might have had decades ago, in my case, of when you took that course, maybe have faded, and so it's just a reminder of how to handle some of this stuff. So thank you for everybody who's part of it, and hopefully we'll have some great safety initiatives.
And we're going to really look to work with you folks on